How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Anno 117 Pax Romana. I hope you're having a good one. I am so excited to be back. I have some ideas for what we're going to do around this Colosseum today. We're going to make this place look really, really cool. And I think we're also going to do a little something about the raider fleet that sort of exists. They have two boats out right now. Obviously, the blockade is still doing its work, which is fantastic news, but I'm kind of sick of these guys. So I want to see if I can build an even bigger fleet of my own, bigger than we've had before, because that didn't really work out. And I want to see, once again, maybe for the last time, if we can get down in there, and is he going to go attack my boats while I'm doing the intro? He is 100% attacking my boats while I'm doing the intro, isn't he? Yes. Yes, he absolutely is. Okay. You know what? Give me these boats right here. We're going to come over here and do something about this, is what we're going to do. And you know what? Give me this fleet as well, because you guys are not getting away with this. We're sending, you know what? I'm getting all of my boats. I'm getting all of my military boats. We're sending everybody down here. We're doing this now, is what we're doing. I've had enough. I have had enough of these raider fleets coming down here and just going for my blockade every single time. It's getting really, really annoying. And wouldn't you know, he's sending out, is he sending out backup? That's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, this boat's gonna go away pretty quickly. That's fantastic. Let's now go for this one. And you know, looking at all of this, it might make more sense if I grab just a handful of these boats and send them around after that one, so that we can maybe take out multiple of his ships at a time, which might just kind of work out. So if I grab like that handful of boats and tell them to go for that one, for example, if I grab this handful of my boats and send them for like this guy, for example, it seems like it's kind of working out. It seems like we're doing okay. We'll grab these guys and send them down for that boat, just to make sure that we're doing all right. We'll send these guys all down for you, just to make sure that everyone's attacking all of those boats. And I just think being a little bit more ruthless in how I try to deal with this might be the play. I don't think we've lost any boats just yet, so this kind of works out for me. If we can take out all of his boats, we might actually get in there relatively easily and take out just about everything else. So that's his boats gone, with the exception of this one little boat over here. Is that his flagship? That is not his flagship. It is not his flagship. Okay. Do I want to go after that boat, or do I want to go after the island? That's the question I don't have an answer for just yet. And I think we're just going to let these guys do their thing. I think we're just going to see what happens here. If I can get this little boat, that would be fantastic. I would like to grab maybe a handful of these guys and send them that way, just to see if we can sort of box them in here a little bit. And I should say, I'm kind of excited about a bit of naval combat today, especially because I've been getting into Sea of Thieves recently. Again, I got into Sea of Thieves when it first came out years and years ago, but I've recently started playing Sea of Thieves again, and it doesn't compare to this. They're not the same game at all, but it's about being on the high seas, and we're going to sink him. There we go. Well, I say we're going to sink him. We sunk him. Someone sunk him. The point being, been doing a lot of stuff lately with boats and, well, in the case of Sea of Thieves, piracy, but that's neither here nor there. Let's bring all of my boats over here. Let's line them up, because I'm kind of curious to see what we can do. And you know what I've realized? I could set up a blockade at the entrance to his island on both sides and just not let him out. We'll also go ahead and confirm this, because we might as well. But we could absolutely do that. I'm also wondering if I can maybe get in here and take out the island this time. Because what I'm thinking is that maybe it would be worthwhile to... Why are you just sitting there? That's... Okay, we're not getting shot at. That's fine. It might be worthwhile to send some ships out and around simply so we can take out these towers, because if and when we get in here, these towers are probably going to be shooting at us. But I think I'm just willing to try this. I think I'm just willing to grab everybody and just have at it. I think we're just going to go for it, is what we're going to do. Although if we could take out this guy just ahead of time, that would be kind of fantastic. And we are doing some pretty good damage to it, which I can work with. This boat going straight in here is going to be problematic. So we're going to fall back a little bit, is what we're going to do there, because we are taking damage from other towers as well. If I could get everybody to group up, that would be kind of great. Or if I could send in multiple groups, that might also be kind of great. So let's try sending a group after that tower to start with, because not all of my boats can shoot at once. It seems like they, you know, they get kind of bunched up a little bit and it doesn't really work out. So if I could take this out, that would be great. I am noticing that we seem to be doing a little bit less damage to the towers because a lot of my boats have the archers instead of the catapults. So am I going to have to go through here? Hold on. Am I going to have to grab all of my boats and figure out where the siege engines are? I think we are. I think we're going to have to go through and figure out which boats have catapults and which ones don't. So in that case, we have you. We have you. You guys don't have catapults. That's fine. You have a catapult. You guys don't. You guys do. You guys do as well. So do you. 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 You. And these last three. So that's a decent number of boats. I can kind of work with that. We'll move them over this way. And that is basically going to be the siege fleet, which I wish I could kind of save. I wish I could like save this group and just, or can I say, I don't know if I can save this group. I wish I could save this group and just be like, yeah, this is the sieging group. But it's all right. We don't need to worry too much about that. We can deal with the fact that I can't do that. These boats, on the other hand, I don't want to say they're useless, but I don't know that they're going to be all too useful for what I want to do here. So we're just going to line them up out here and make them look cool while I send these guys in to take out the towers. So let's see what we can do. Let's send these guys in. They don't have all that many catapults. They do all have one, which is fine by me. I'm starting to think that I probably do want a dedicated fleet with multiple catapults, but I'll be shocked if these boats can't do at least a bit of damage to these towers, and I'll be slightly annoyed if they can't at least do a decent... There we go. That's what we want to see right there. If we could take out the rest of them that quickly, which it looks like we kind of can. Wow. Okay, this is actually sort of working, which is great news. I'm very much okay with this, and I'm very excited to see if we can put a dent in this whole thing. I also want to move everybody over here because I want everybody to have a chance at shooting these towers as much as possible. So we'll go in here and target this tower next, which is where things get a little bit dicey because obviously we start getting shot at from multiple different towers here. I don't love that the boats aren't coming in. Not a huge fan of that, but the damage we're doing here is pretty significant, so I think we're going to be all right. We will probably lose some boats in the process of what we're doing here, but again, I'm kind of hoping that we'll be okay. I'm kind of hoping that we can make this work. I'm kind of hoping they'd focus on this one tower here as well instead of that one, but that one works too. They're taking it out. They're taking this one out. We're just going to sort of hope for the best with this whole thing. There we go. So that one's gone. This one kind of needs to be next, and we are just melting it like a hot knife through butter. I've had a lot of toast and butter this morning. There's probably going to be a few more food references just so we're all on the same page. That's probably not the last time I'm going to mention food. Can I get that boat? Can I get that boat out of there? I'd like to try and minimize the number of boats that we lose here. So if I can get that one out before it sinks, that would be kind of great. And honestly, maybe the strategy here is going to be to... What are you trying? What are you going to do? Hold on a minute. Oh, where do you think you're going? Oh, wow, I'm actually losing multi... You know what? I'm going to send... first off, this boat needs to go back there. Second off, I'm going to try and pull the fleet out. I think this is a good idea. I think getting the fleet out of there is going to be good. They have all taken a lot more damage than I suspected they would, which isn't really ideal. So if we can pull them back and sort of minimize losses, we can circle back here when they're all repaired and we can kind of do this again. I don't think we lost anybody, which absolutely works for me. So yeah, we can kind of do this again. I think we just grab everybody, and I think we maybe send them up here for some quick repairs. In fact, we'll just try and line the fleet kind of across here. I don't know. I don't really have the room to line my entire fleet across here, but we'll do something like that for now. We'll send everybody up here. We'll get them repaired. We're going to go at it again. We're going to see what happens. I am suspecting this little boat is going to try, but no, apparently he's not. Okay. That works for me. I don't love how badly damaged some of my boats got, but I have faith that we can do this. I have faith that we can pull this off. Now, while my boats are on the way back to Nisus, what I'd like to do is come in here and start to bulldoze a bunch of this area, because as it stands, we actually don't need all of these buildings. We have a huge number of Libertas workers already, so I can start to pull some buildings out of here and start to figure out how exactly we're going to make this place look kind of pretty. So the Tessera works, that's the way it's supposed to be said, I think. I don't know where I want to move this. I think over there temporarily, because my thought process is we're going to start with not the Aqueduct, the theater. And I like the idea of the theater being here-ish. I think there's kind of a cool spot. I'm also going to use planning mode for this because I don't want to use all these materials just yet. I'd like to get my theater right there though. And I think that is a good spot for it. I think that kind of works out. And then what we can do is obviously go in here with some dirt roads. We'll obviously upgrade those to marble or something at some point, but we'll start with the dirt. And I think we're also going to go across like this and across like this, just so we kind of have the same straight lines. And I would like to see about getting just some houses in there, if at all possible, which it's absolutely going to be. We can do two. And honestly, that's enough because I want to put some decorations in these spaces. So we'll just stick with the two houses on either side. And that's going to be one part of making this place look all interesting and fancy and a little bit over the top. And that's kind of what I want out of it. Now, I'm also thinking I'm going to take out this road. I'm going to take out this road, this road, this road. And I'm going to see, well, do we want to do that over here as well? I don't think we do. I do like the little angled roads we have coming out of all of this, but I do think some of them could kind of go away, and we can kind of use those corners for different services like the vigils. They can be moved to a corner like here so that their coverage is a little bit more central. So I think we'll go for, let's see, how do I want to do this? I hadn't really thought too much about what placement of these roads is actually going to look like. I think that'll be fine. I think this guy is going to move to, I think there, maybe there. Not 100% sure how this one's going to work either. My thought process here was that we actually bring these roads sort of straight out, but then that messes with this guy, and I don't necessarily love that. So we might want to change up that particular plan. Although I guess this sort of works, just having these buildings over this way. I think we can get away with that. I'm also going to take out this road though, and all of these buildings, because now I think we can move this guy down and into this space. It is a pretty good looking building. It's a production building. It does have some fire risk with it, but I think we can make it work. I think it'll be okay right about there. And I think it's going to match the general vibes of this district if and when we get it together. Now, speaking of other buildings we can put in here, we do have things like the temple, which is absolutely huge. I'm not too concerned about it though. I think I would rather get them just a library in here. I think another library for that bonus knowledge would be kind of fantastic. And I'm wondering, is it going to go central right here? It actually kind of is. So I think the library, this new one, can go right here, and that'll also be pretty good for us. We can maybe even move it back just one little step right here so that we can kind of double up the road and just have a nice little fancy area in front of it. So we'll have a dirt road down here for now, a dirt road down here for now, and a dirt road across here for now. And again, we'll sort of have like a nice little fancy area in front of that library. I think back here, we could potentially get two houses. I don't know if we need those. I'm not really too sure what else we would need back there. We're kind of very quickly getting through all the fancy buildings. We do have the Grammaticus, which actually fits so nicely in that space. It's not going to have an impact on all too many buildings, but I think we can work with the Grammaticus right there. And we have the Sanctuary for Happiness and Belief, which I guess could go over on this side. Although we do have a lot of production buildings over here, I'm not really ready to move those around just too much just yet. So maybe they can stay put. I think what we will do is put some roads around these guys. I think I'm going to maybe move this outer road just here. So we'll bring that in a little bit so that we have a little bit less room in here so that I can have just 3 tiles for a set of houses in that space, because I don't think we need to go too crazy with doubling everything up. This is still going to go across though. And then for the houses, it's just going to be, I guess something like this kind of works. I'm sort of okay with that, honestly. I think we could do a couple of houses right there. I think we could double up this road if we wanted to, or we just do something like this. And that does give me room for decorations, which I'm very much okay with. So that's not so bad. We have room for decorations in here as well, room for decorations in here. We have room for something like, can I get a sanctuary back there? No. Can I get like a market or something back there? Or a tavern? I can do both a market and a tavern. Do we have those out here? We probably do, right? In fact, no, I don't know if we do. Okay, that's interesting. Do we have the market out here? I mean, that looks pretty good in that space. But again, the coverage is relatively minimal. I think we're going to build it anyway, because I am going to put more buildings in here. So that gives us a pretty good little space to work with initially. I think it's going to look kind of cool once we get everything in there. Also going to change up this road though, just because I think we want to kind of continue what we've been doing with like the double roads coming out of these corners instead. So something like this, just to square that off, I think it's fine. We could probably do similar over here as well, just to sort of tidy up this whole space, because it is a little bit messy looking. So this road kind of needs to go away. I'm really trying to figure out what it is I'm trying to do here and how exactly this is all going to look and how it's all going to work. But I'm determined to just make this space look cool. That's ultimately the entire goal here, is just to make this space look really cool and sort of nicely detailed in the process. And so I suppose to start with, we'll build the houses. In fact, can I just shift click on these to build all of them? I totally can. So we'll build all of those in here, which I think makes a fair bit of sense. I suppose we'll go through and build the market. We'll build you, we'll build you, build you. And that gives us all kind of the major buildings in this area, which is also great news. Not too sure just how much we're going to be benefiting from these buildings, but the goal here is less that we do benefit from them and more that we just have a really cool looking set of buildings and a really cool looking district. So that's kind of the goal. That's kind of the plan. I'm also wondering, can I get away with just doing this? Yeah, I'm going to have to, oh man, going over all these roads is kind of going to suck, but I think we need to. I guess I can not shift click, but I can click on a bunch of the buildings and at least surround them with the marble roads, which I can work with that. It does speed things up a little bit. Okay, with the roads in here, I think we can go ahead and just put a few more houses into these spaces. I'm not really too sure how these are necessarily going to work, but I just want to try and fill up a little bit more of this area. And I think just a few little houses here and there could be the way to do it. Maybe just a couple right there, maybe a little something like this kind of coming around this corner could fill up that space as well. And then what we can do is maybe just double up this entire little corner here and bring this sort of up and around. I'm kind of thinking that maybe we do something like this, just so we're sort of going behind these houses. I think that's kind of cool. We can even go right down to there, which I can sort of work with. I don't love how this is all connecting together. I don't love like these weird little bits like here that pop up. So I think we'll just sort of double that up to hide it a little bit. I'm kind of thinking in here we could do similar, but I do want to do some detailing in there. I do want to do grass and trees and all that good stuff. So I think we'll be fine sort of not doing that. Can I make a bridge twice as wide? Is that a thing? Can you make like a fat bridge? It is kind of trying, but I'm gonna assume that the answer is no. I'm gonna assume that I can't widen that bridge. I'm gonna assume that we don't really need to do that. What I would like to do is get these guys built though. I think that's gonna be kind of important. And I think we just start going in here with different surfaces to start hiding our crimes a little bit. I think we go through, we say that this is all going to be grass. I really don't want to use planning mode for this though. So let me just get rid of all that grass, and let's just do that again. Because what I can do with the grass is start to get rid of all the different little plants and bits of color that pop up here and there. And I can really control just sort of how landscaped this entire thing's going to be. And just instantly, this looks a lot better. Now, not all of this is going to be grass. I do think some of it is going to get swapped out for flagstones, most likely. But as a start, I think that's okay. What is this? People request my decision. Okay, the Vigils of Lerna approach you with a proposal to fortify their city against fires. Intensified training, increased fire patrols, tile rooftops, and the reinforcement of wooden structures with stone. Okay, so this will increase fire safety by 400, fire safety by 400, fire safety by 400. Let's just give them money because we have enough money, and I think that's probably fair enough. And also, just while we're here, wow, my boats have only just arrived. I thought I'd spent forever doing some building, but no, my boats have just arrived. Interesting. Okay, let's send the damaged ones inland a little bit here and see if we can't maybe get some repairs going, because that's going to be kind of necessary. I might even want to build a second repair crane here. Although I think my repair cranes can repair multiple boats at once. This might take a little bit of time to get this done. Can I build a second repair crane here and not have it look silly? I could build it right there, honestly, which isn't the worst place in the world for it. So sure, we'll build a second repair crane. I think that's helping. I can't tell if that's helping, to be quite honest with you. I've really got no idea. It is apparently still under construction, which is interesting. I'm not entirely sure how that's the case, but sure. I will take their word for it that it is still under construction. We might need to actually bring some road out here as well, now that I think about it. So we'll sort of double this guy up a little bit, and then we'll bring some of this this key wall over here, and we'll just sort of fill up this little corner so it looks like that. And if I speed things up, you're just under construction. Not 100% sure why you're just under construction. What if I bulldoze you and then eyedropper this one? That's not really done anything there. That's really odd. I'm not sure why that's just under construction, but you know what? I'm going to leave the two of them there. That's fine. My boats are getting repaired. That's what we need. We do unfortunately have this little raider boat out here still, but he doesn't have any boats down this way. And the island, we can kind of see behind the text here, is still pretty damaged. So if I can repair my boats, we're going to be okay. Anyway, when it comes to this space over here, I think what we can go ahead and do is try to bring some tiles just sort of around all these little areas here. We'll try to just make it look a little bit fancier than it otherwise would be. So we'll bring this down here. I wish I could put tiles underneath. Man, I really wish I could put tiles underneath there. You know what? I think we maybe do this, because I can't put tiles underneath that bit of road. So I think we'll just have tiles there. And I think maybe we even go so far as just taking that one out and bringing a little bit of road across there. That might not be the worst idea in the world. So we sort of separate these two areas. We could continue tiles down here, but I don't think I want to do that. I think what I'd like to do in terms of decorations is just something like a nice big oak tree or two in here, or maybe just these guys. They are quite nice, and they do a good job actually. So maybe just a bunch of those. And then on this little bit of road, we have the olive trees down here, so we'll go for something different. Maybe just some bushes. Just like two of them right there to fill out the space, I think is okay. And over here, we could maybe go for, I think, just the olive trees again. I think they're the best pick for the space. I really do. I'm also going to change the layout of them a little bit so that we have just a few more of them in here. So we'll do something like that. And I think that's all right. I think, again, it kind of fills out the space, which I really enjoy. Oh, this is interesting. An amphitheater event requires attention. Today, you meet a new gladiator, Chief Glinda, and his sponsor, Flavia Horatia, the second richest patrician. As you add Glinda to the list, you notice that a mysterious Mamilo, whatever, called Favilus, has also signed up. Who will you announce as the top act of your next games? Interesting. So this will give us some extra happiness from the patricians. This will reduce the happiness, or I can pick someone from the. I'm gonna go with the one that we have here. We're just gonna stick to the plan, I guess, and just go with what we had. I'm also thinking that while we're here, I am gonna just put some houses in this space. This is going to take away from some of the. No, it doesn't take away from the buildings back there. I think putting more houses will take away from the buildings back there, which unfortunately I'm just gonna have to do because I do want to start filling up some of these spaces. We can't put another villa out here, but we could put an office, which we haven't really done anything. We haven't done anything with offices pretty much since we unlocked them. So just because I can, I'm going to build an office right there. And I think we'll just bring some, we'll bring a little stone road back there. We'll turn this into a stone road as well because we can. We'll just surround you guys in some stone roads as well. Again, because we can. Turn this into a whole stone thing because we can. And I am going to have to move a bunch of these production buildings now, unfortunately. This woodcutter, for example, we need to shift you a little bit, which is going to be slightly tricky, but I can put you back there-ish. And then you kind of still work, which is good news. Let's go for here, I want to say, I think. Or I could put it maybe at an angle and put it there. It is taken away from the other one, though, unfortunately. How am I going to make this work? I hadn't really thought about this too much, but yeah, unfortunately, hold on. What buildings am I dealing with? Woodcutter, woodcutter, woodcutter. So 3 woodcutters, 4 woodcutters. Okay. Do we have anywhere else in the island? I could build them down here, maybe? I guess we're going to find out if we can build them down here. Do we have the ability to do that without messing and ruining the, these guys? Yeah, no, not really. Unfortunately. I could sort of put it in there. I could sort of put it down here. I think we're going to go for here for this one woodcutter, and I think that'll be all right. I'm hoping, anyway, that it'll be all right. We'll bring a little road sort of straight out of there, and that doesn't seem to mess with anything too much. And then what we can do is get rid of you, which is a start. You're still struggling, so if I move you back to this corner, you're still going to be struggling. If I move you in there, you're still going to be struggling. Okay. So this is just not necessarily going to work out the way I hoped it would. I could put it there for now, but that seems kind of silly. Do we have any other spots? You also don't have a warehouse nearby, which is slightly problematic. So I think what we'll do, since we don't have anything else for this corner here, is just build a warehouse and then instantly upgrade it. So it's kind of a fancy looking warehouse. And that gives me room to do more decorations in these little triangles that we have here. So that kind of works out for me. And then in other news, we can come over here and maybe squeeze some woodcutters into some of this space that we have on this side of the island. And it looks like that's absolutely going to be an option. So one right there, one right there. Are they okay next to each other? They actually are. Can I bring a road out here without ruining that? I'm not 100% sure that I can, but we're going to try with something like this. And I think that's worked. It absolutely has. They're still okay. They need a warehouse, but we can do that. There's a warehouse over there, which is surprisingly not close enough. Okay, we can give them another one. I can work with this. We'll do a little warehouse here, I guess, or maybe even in here. It seems unnecessary to do a warehouse in here, I'm gonna be honest, but I guess that's just what we're gonna do. I can't really do it in this space. I think it's gonna have to be here. And then we'll just surround that with some roads. And I suppose that's fine. I suppose that works. That's 2 more woodcutters. I don't know how many of these we need. We're not really doing all that much wood construction, but we'll take you out of here. And I guess we'll take you out of here. That one can maybe stay up there. Not really too concerned about that one. And the good news here is this actually gives me a little bit more room for more construction out here, which makes me very, very happy. I do think this sawmill is going to have to go, though. I think I want this guy to maybe just go down here for now. Although that does take away from this building, which I don't want it to do. So I'll tell you what, we're going to move it all the way. I mean, it doesn't matter where the sawmill goes now that I think about it. So we'll put it right there and that'll be fine. And that should keep our wood production pretty solid and keep us in a pretty good spot. What do you want? You want to settle an island? Where? It's in Albion. Okay. Is this the island that is this an island that I've had my eye on? I don't think I've had my eye on this island. I'm really not paying all that much attention to Albion, in all honesty, which I probably should be. But you know what? You can have the island, buddy. You enjoy that island is what you can do right there. You have a really good sort of laggy time with that island. That's totally fine. Now, when it comes to research, we're doing absolutely nothing because I think we've done absolutely everything that we can do right now, other than, you know, garum demand and beer demand in Albion and Latium, which I don't necessarily want to do. If we were to choose the Roman path in Albion, we could get drainage. If we choose it again, we can get aqueducts to boost plantations. Open 12 mines in Albion. We can sort of go down this path. There is stuff we can still do to get those different paths. I'm not that interested right now. Also, I love how quickly the AI builds. Like, this is such a weird little layout, but I love watching what they do. And oh my God, this is an Albion island. Look at this. I'm guessing this is drainage, right? This is like the marshes being cleared out in favor of whatever this is. That's really weird. It's weird looking at Albion islands and seeing them look like this. It's really, really strange. My God, is that marble? No, I think that's stone. This is a really cool looking island. Oh my God. That's really cool looking and a little bit unnecessary with the surfaces, but you know what? I'm not one to criticize detailing. Oh my God, look at this. Wow. That's very, very cool. It's very, very cool. Anyway, I think I want to come in here and try to get just a few more houses into this space. I think I'm going to try and move this woodcutter just right to the edge of the map right there. We'll bring them down ever so slightly, just so it's a little bit easier. Bring this across, which gives it that connection, which is fantastic. And you guys are going to get your stone roads going around there, which is also going to be fantastic. We'll bring this straight through. Upgrade you and bring that straight through, bring this down through here and take out that extra little bit of road that we don't need right there and upgrade you as well. I think that's all right. I think we can work with that. I think it looks passable and halfway decent, which I can definitely work with. I am curious to see, we do have a bunch of specialists in here. So this will give prestige in area. This gives prestige. This gives income in area, knowledge in area, workforce gets reduced. I'm gonna go for knowledge, just because I can. We're not gonna get a ton of knowledge in this area from that particular office, but I can work with that. Also seems like we have a different skin for it, which, sure, I'll go for that as well. You know, it's totally just hit me that I forgot about the fact that we can build the forum to get extra population, income, and prestige in a given area, and also the baths for population health and fire safety in an area. So as much as I like the houses that we have in here, they're gonna go away. These roads are gonna go away, and I'm gonna see if I can build either the forum or, oh, you fit perfectly. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we do it this way around, so we have that plaza sort of facing forward. I think that's the right way to go. I think we maybe want to go in and get the, just get the marble roads around that. I think that's definitely the way to go. What are you complaining about? You need, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that complicates things, but you know what I've realized? We have these little channels down here that I'm using for decorations. I think we're gonna have to swap those out, is what we're gonna have to do. And I think we're gonna have to put an aqueduct down through there, which is really unfortunate because that wasn't the plan for this. But I think an aqueduct is 100% gonna have to go down through this space, which is fine. We can make that work. We can make that happen. I just wasn't really planning on doing this, but sure. That'll it'll be fine. Let's take out this little bit of road. Let's take out any surfaces in there, which I don't think we have. And this is also assuming, I realize, that I can do this. I think I can. I think we can bring an aqueduct over there. Now, the trick is going to be somehow doing this in a way that doesn't disrupt everything. I'm going to do this part of the aqueduct first, because this is going to be the trickiest part. Getting across here is also going to be kind of tricky, but what we can do is just bring this guy straight down here and bring it straight through to there, so we have that connection. And then all I need to do, I guess, annoyingly, is take out these little angled corners and somehow, some way, make this all sort of work in a way that looks good. So we'll bring you straight through there and straight through there. We'll go to the aqueduct and hopefully get that straight across, which we can do. We can do pretty much the same thing here. So take out all of these little tiles and whatnot. We'll just get our little square sort of square about right about there. We'll get the aqueduct going across that as well. And then, yeah, we're going to need to connect this in a way that kind of makes sense. Now I'm wondering, could I go and do this? And yes, the answer looks to be, I absolutely could. That means these buildings need to go away. But that's fine. We can clear them out. We can hopefully bring this straight across, which apparently I can't. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Can I take this out and now bring that straight across? Is that now going to work? It does. It works to there as well, which is great. Can I bring this around in a way that doesn't look terrible? No. Is the answer to that question. I don't love how that looks. I'm not gonna lie. Not a huge fan. Although, is this working? Does it have water? It does not. Do you have water? You have a little bit. Okay, we're gonna turn off a farm, is what we're gonna do. We'll turn off that farm, and now you have water. You don't have enough water, so we're gonna turn off another farm or 2 or 3, and now you have enough water. So that's really unfortunate that my farms are kind of suffering for all of this, but it does look good, and I guess that's what matters. That's what's important, right? Now I will say, as much as I want to build the baths, they will also require a ton of water, so I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm also gonna get rid of this woodcutter because it's just not really all that effective anymore, which is fine. That's just the way things are. I do like how this is sort of turning out though, and I'm kind of wondering if maybe I can just squeeze another little neighborhood up into this area just to fill the space. There's really not any other reason for doing this, but I just figure we might as well. We might as well get a little something up here and try to make it look sort of interesting. So we'll do this. And I think that's fine. We could do some houses kind of in that space right there as well. We can do maybe just that will do just fine. And we can do a couple of little houses here just to fill up that area. We could do some houses in here as well, which I'm kind of willing to do. Again, just sort of filling the space really is the goal here. We can maybe bring this through, maybe bring this up to there. And again, yeah, that kind of works for me. I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, so with a little bit more work done out here, this place is really starting to come together, but I would like to see why I can't upgrade some of these places, and it looks to be a lack of a market or a tavern for quite a few of them, which sort of makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Let's, in that case, go ahead and swap out these guys and see if we can't get a market into that space. I think that's going to be sort of the best idea for it. I'm going to set it back from this road just a little bit though, because what we can do, hopefully, is go in here and just do some kind of surface, some kind of tiled surface in front of it. Maybe we even just bring the marble road right up in front of it right here. We'll just sort of double things up a little bit so that it kind of carries through. And I think I'm okay with that, although I don't love it, I'm going to be honest. What if we were to take out maybe this? Can I take out like that one tile right there? If I just do that, actually, if I take out the whole thing What if we just do the marble road like this? So it sort of goes up towards the market a little bit, and I'm okay with that. We can then sort of go into these corners with maybe some tiles, maybe just something like that. I don't love that the tiles kind of overlap on top of everything, but I'm wondering if I just do some tiles right there, I could do a couple of little plants, maybe just to either side, something like that. I think looks all right. That'll give us some market coverage in that area. And then over here was sort of a similar idea with this guy. I think what we do is honestly just leave it alone, actually. I think this looks pretty good the way it is. And hopefully that's going to mean that at some point in the not too distant future, we can upgrade these guys at least to level 2. I do know that a good chunk of them up this way are already good to level up. So I'm going to get all of these guys with a level up so they look a little bit fancier, which they absolutely should in this neighborhood. And I guess now is as good a time as any to go back to my boats, which all seem to be repaired. We can have a look at this island and see how it's doing in terms of its repairs. This is still broken, I think. The island is repairing a little bit, but I think we can get away with grabbing all of my military ships and just sending them back down here and generally just hoping for the best, which is kind of going to be the goal. I think we send everyone down. We do exactly the same thing we did last time. We line them up. We send them in groups. We try and get everybody that has, you know, catapults, and we just try to pick off the turrets as best we can. Some of them, I think this one's still destroyed. I think this one might still be destroyed. It's kind of hard to tell. I think, no, actually this one's still destroyed. Wait, is it? I have no idea. They're still damaged at least by the looks of it. So we might be able to do this. Not 100% sure, but we're going to try. Okay, the boats are here. These guys don't have any catapults. These guys do. So I think what I'm going to try and do is maybe strengthen numbers again. Maybe we just sort of go straight in and see what happens. Still kind of tempted to split them up and take this angle here, but I don't know if that's going to work too well. So I think we're just going to go for it is what we're going to do. We're going to send them down here. We're going to see if we can't take out these turrets, these defenses. The island is still technically under siege. He hasn't got back up to 100% strength, although this is back, which is slightly concerning. This is back as well. He's got a lot. He's managed to get a lot of his defenses back up, which really kind of annoys me. But at the very least, it looks like we're managing to do some damage to this one, and we're not getting shot at just yet. So this kind of works for me. I'm going to sort of cheese this one and see if we can't maybe take it out before we take any damage ourselves. Although I will admit, it is really boring just sitting and watching. So I'm going to move them around. I'm impatient. I want to get into it. If we're going to start getting shot at, we might as well start getting shot at now and get it out of the way. Let's move in a little bit further. Take these guys out. Take you out as well. We should be able to do this super quickly. I mean, we are, again, kind of melting the turrets a little bit. We'll push a little bit further in, and I'm just going to try and get right into the lion's den. I'm going to see if I can't just get us right in the middle of all of this and focus individual turrets. We're 100% likely to lose ships doing this, but I'm hoping that I can make this work. I'm willing to sacrifice a couple of ships if we can really do some damage here, which we're kind of doing. We're kind of getting there. I think we have just lost that ship. That's unfortunate. Let's take you out and see if we can't get this one off of us. We're really not doing as much damage as I was hoping we'd be doing. We'll take that one out instead. Now we'll switch to this one because it's a little bit closer. There we go. That's all right. We're doing okay. Let's move over and take this one out because it's kind of bothering me that we're not doing anything about it. Let's move in here and take it out because my ships are just sitting in that little cove and getting absolutely annihilated. So if we could take you out, that would be kind of good. And it looks like we're gonna. We'll take this one out as well. And again, we're probably gonna lose some ships in the process of doing this, but I'm willing to lose a few of them if it gets this island down to like super low on its defenses. Although I've got to be honest, I don't love how we're doing. I also didn't realize that there were quite as many little turrets in here, which has me slightly concerned. We're suffering. We're definitely suffering. I'm kind of wondering if it would be an idea to bring the other boats down here just for the extra damage. I think maybe we try. This guy doesn't like my inferior naval, but you know what, buddy? Good for you. Good for you. Let's get my boats in here and let's just see what we can do. I'd like to just try and push through here. I'm not convinced we're gonna get all the way in here, but I mean we're doing good damage. We're almost at 50% here, and we have these guys coming in now. So, oh my God, those arrows! Wow, that's a lot of arrows, and that's not a lot of damage. That's a lot of show. Also interesting to note, my frame rate right now is fine. It's the simulation that's really struggling with what I have going on here. So that's interesting to note. That is very interesting to note. Okay, can we do enough damage here to where I don't have to retreat? And I'm not. You know what? This actually isn't going too badly. Now that we've got the extra ships in here, this is actually going a little bit better than I thought it would. Although, again, I'll admit, he's got way more turrets than I thought he did. And that, I think, is going to be my undoing. So let's just push in here. Let's kind of push straight through and take out his ships, because I don't know that we're going to take out all those turrets, if I'm completely honest with you. I think we kind of just go straight in here. We take out this ship as well. He is hurting, which is good. Can I shoot his harbor? Is that an option? It is. I don't know that we're gonna do enough damage. Oh wait, we might do enough damage to it to take him out. We might actually pull this off, which is kind of wild given that we are getting peppered by these turrets and by these catapults and ballistas and whatnot. But we took out his main building, which is kind of exciting. That's apparently not enough to take him out, but sure. That works for me. This did not play out the way I thought it would. I kind of thought taking out that main building would be enough to take the island, but I guess not. I guess we have to take out absolutely everything, which is fine. I can do that. I think we have the naval strength to do that right now, but man, we took some losses. We have really taken some losses here, which is really unfortunate, but you know what? Oh wow, he's got another little ship coming out. Seriously? We're really doing this? I don't think so. Get out of here. That's gone, which is good. We are... I don't think we can take... I don't know if we can actually take this island. I don't know if we can permanently take this guy out. I should mention, I have no idea if this is actually a thing we can do. I'm just sick of him. I'm tired of him. So this was more a petty thing that I have going on here. In fact, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna... Do I want to just sit my boats in here? Can I like take his lighthouse or anything? No. I'm just gonna go around and take out those other turrets. I think we have the strength to do it. It looks like it's just 2 of them. He just put his building back up as well. That's great. It looks, though, like I said, it looks like it's just maybe 3 of them left. 4 of them left, 5 of them left. Okay, there's like 5, maybe 6 turrets, 7 turrets left. 8. This might be a little bit more than we can deal with, but we're gonna try. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if I can pull this off. I'm also gonna go back here for a second and just start building more ships, because I get the feeling we're gonna need them. Interceptors, no. Siege engines, give me 3 of them. And we'll see how that goes. Down this way, give me all of you guys. I don't know how many boats we have left, but we're gonna hope for the best with this. And we're gonna hopefully do enough damage to take out whatever we sail into here. So let's see if we can do this. Let's try and melt these turrets. Let's melt these ballistas and siege engines and whatever they're firing at us. That's at least one of them going away, which is fantastic. I think we can take this one out as well. We are really, really hurting, but I think bringing in the extra boats was a really smart decision, because they are at least eating some of the aggro from these island defenses. So this absolutely works for me. It really, really does. I think we can pull this off. Again, I don't know if we can take the island. I don't know if we can stop him from existing on the map. He's sending out more boats, which is fine. I'm determined to take everything out that he has. That's basically my mission now, is to finish off every turret. Ooh, this is dangerous. This is a bit of a cluster over here. I don't love that. Don't love that at all. We might we might be hurting with this part. This might be really bad for us. Although, again, we have the siege engines coming up. We have the catapults going. This boat, I don't know what it's doing. It's probably going to get absolutely wrecked. Oh, that one got wrecked too. Oh, we're losing boats really quickly now. Oh, boy. Maybe we should fall back is what we should do. Maybe we should fall back and just take out everything that spawns in that little circle there so that he can't, you know, regroup and he can't get an army back together. Let's try that. Let's send my boats back in there. Oh, hold on a second. We've defeated a raider. We did it. Oh, that's very cool. That's very, very cool. I think we've actually taken him out now, which is great. I don't think I can actually go after this ship either. I think I think technically whatever war we were having is now over. It's kind of hard to tell because I can't target that boat. I think all I can do is like escort it now. Also, I think I just got new research. Is that what that just told me? Hold on a second. What did we just unlock? Oh, hello. Yeah, defeat a raider and generate 9,000 knowledge. So that gives me stonewall discounts, garrison cavalry. I get more hit points for my towers and whatnot. And okay, we'll do all of this. I'm never going to use any of that stuff, but that's very cool that we've taken him out, I guess. So is he? What is he doing down there? I don't quite know. Like, I don't want him to come back. Is the thing. I mean, this is in ruin, so I don't know if I can chase him off the map. We beat him though, right? That's a given. We've beat him. Oh man, I'm really pleased with that. I didn't think that was gonna work. Oh no, he's done. We can add another one. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of cool. So we've beat him, and because we've beat him, we're kind of. That's very cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm very, very pleased that we kind of pulled that off. That makes me really, really happy. So now I'm just kind of curious, if I do sail up to his boat and I just right click on it, I think we're just sort of escorting him. I don't think we can't take over the island. There will be no need to do that anyway. But I think that means that he is effectively out until I decide that I want to add another raider. So we're just going to send my boats back here, which is completely fine. We do have new boats on the way over here, which is also completely fine. But that, oh, that's made me really happy. That feels like its own little victory, you know? I feel like that's a proper little victory right there. And I'm very happy with that. I'm very, very pleased with that. That's quite cool. Now, why can't I upgrade you? What's going on with you? What are you lacking? You're lacking either a sanctuary or a grammaticus. Okay, that's interesting. What about you guys? Is it the same story? You are lacking. We could give you a tavern and also then a grammaticus or a sanctuary. Interesting. Okay, well, I would maybe like to do both of those things. I think we could give you a little tavern. Would it fit down here? It absolutely would. Okay, well, in that case, this and this needs to be demolished. And then we can build a little tavern just in that corner, which will keep you guys nice and happy. And then for the sanctuary or the grammaticus, we do have a bit of room for it, which would be good. I think we go for a grammaticus just in that corner is what we can do. So take out you guys. We can get a grammaticus and build it. I want to say right about here is kind of a cool spot for it. We'll just do that. And because I'm a little bit lazy, I think we're just going to put some roads right around it there. And that should put us in a spot now where these guys down here can be upgraded at some point, hopefully relatively soon. I would like to upgrade all of these guys as well, just because I feel like the buildings in this general area should be quite fancy. I think that's important. So we'll do a little something like this as well, just to make these guys that little bit fancier. These guys down here can get upgraded at some point. You guys can, of course, be upgraded. And I guess you guys back here can be upgraded a bit as well. And I love how this space has turned out. I know it's just a bunch of big buildings thrown together, but it does look very, very cool. And I think, honestly, and this is kind of the bittersweet part of today's video, Honestly, given that we've managed to make this area look pretty cool, and given that we've managed to chase the raiders out of Latium, we're going to go ahead and leave it there for today. And we're going to leave it there for Anno 117 Pax Romana. We've talked about the reasons that I'm calling it there in the past. Hopefully that's okay. It seemed that the people that, stuck around for my rant and ramble a few episodes ago kind of understood it. We will be doing more with this game at some point in the hopefully not too distant future. I'm really enjoying this. I really like this game. I would love to do an Albion run where we start in Albion and kind of just build there, right? I like the idea of focusing on that particular region and seeing what exactly we can do over there, because we didn't get too far into Albion, which is a bit of a regret, but I'm looking forward to diving into it and finding, all about it in, like I said, the not too distant future. Although I will say that will probably end up being a live stream thing, so that'll be over on my Twitch channel, which is always linked in the video description. I am considering in 2026 multi-streaming, so streaming both here on YouTube and over on Twitch. I'm not 100% sure that those streams would stay here on the YouTube channel. They would probably get uploaded to another channel, so we always have a backup of them. But I want to give options. I know not everybody loves Twitch. I know YouTube is a lot more convenient for people, so I will keep you in the loop with regards to what's going on there. But I do think a live stream format would be a little bit better for Anno. I think we can kind of go for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and just get a lot done in big live stream chunks and have a lot of fun with it. I can interact with all of you live and we can, problem solve together. I can name boats after people in the chats and do dumb things like that. Name islands based on your suggestions right away instead of having to wait for future episodes, which we never got around to doing because I got slightly carried away. I'm excited. I'm excited to do more with this. But for this particular series, for my introduction to Anno 117 Pax Romana, I'm feeling like, I'm about done. I've done all I want to do with this particular run. I think there's so many things I could do better in a future run. And so that's going to be my goal. This is not goodbye forever. It's goodbye for a couple of weeks. We're going to come back to this in a big way, have a lot of fun with it, and get into all sorts of chaos and nonsense is what we're going to do. So with all of that said and done and everything out of the way, that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the series. I appreciate you more than I can put into words. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.